Chaotic life, when involuntary overthinking is mistaken for normal, and we learn to live with it. Introduction: what we call life. Almost everyone today feels busy, restless, tired, and mentally occupied, yet we call this life. We wake up thinking, we work thinking, we rest thinking, we sleep thinking. The body may stop, but the mind rarely does. Because almost everyone lives like this, we assume it is normal. But normal does not always mean healthy. This approach is about understanding why our lives feel chaotic, why so many people are restless, unsuccessful internally, and chronically ill, and how conscious living can change everything without changing the external life at all. The reality of involuntary overthinking. Modern research shows that an average person experiences tens of thousands of thoughts per day. Most of these thoughts are repetitive, automatic, unnecessary, focused on the past or the future. These thoughts are not consciously chosen. Neuroscience experiments, some shown in BBC documentaries many years ago, have demonstrated that brain activity related to thoughts begins before a person becomes aware of thinking. This means something very important. We do not consciously create most thoughts. Thoughts arise automatically, and awareness comes later. So, overthinking is not a personal weakness. It is involuntary mental activity. Thoughts are old programming. Where do these thoughts come from? They come from past experiences, emotional memories, childhood conditioning, fear and survival patterns, habitual neural circuits. In simple words, thoughts are old programming replaying. The brain is designed to repeat what is familiar, because familiarity once meant survival. But today, the same old programs keep running even when there is no real danger. The situation has changed. Life is objectively safe. So the mind keeps reacting to the past, not the present. Why thoughts feel like me? If thoughts are automatic, why do they feel personal? Because after a thought arises, the brain automatically labels it. This is my thought. This creates identification. Gradually, we start believing, I am my thoughts. My thoughts are me. I cannot exist without thinking. This is not truth. This is conditioning. The real problem is identification, not thinking. We cannot stop thinking. Thinking is a natural function of the brain. The real problem begins when we identify with involuntary thoughts. Identification turns thoughts into fear, anxiety, stress, inner conflict. And the body responds as if the thoughts are real dangers. How thoughts create problems. Most problems in life are not actual problems. A situation is real. A problem is what the mind creates around the situation. The mind predicts future danger, replays past pain, imagines worst outcomes. Very quickly, a small situation becomes a big mental problem. The nervous system cannot differentiate between a real threat, a vividly imagined one, so thought-created problems lead to chronic stress, hormonal imbalance, poor sleep, digestive disorders, inflammation. Over time, this progresses into diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, autoimmune conditions, depression, and anxiety. These diseases develop silently, while life still looks okay from outside. Why this chaotic life feels normal. We accept this chaos because everyone else is living the same way. Productivity is rewarded, not peace. Silence is misunderstood. Rest is seen as laziness. So we adapt, we cope, we survive. And slowly, we learn to live with inner chaos, calling it life. Awareness. The turning point. Here is a simple but powerful truth. If you can observe a thought, you cannot be the thought. Thoughts appear. Something in you knows they appear. That knowing is called awareness. We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness in which thoughts appear. Awareness is not from the mind. True awareness, I-ness or I am, is not a thought in the head. It is, felt pre-verbal effortless, often sensed in the heart or body. When awareness rests there, thoughts lose authority. The nervous system relaxes. The body receives a signal of safety. That is why things resolve when one is aware of I am. Nothing is solved mentally. The struggle simply ends. Observation, not control. Awareness is not about stopping thoughts. A simple practice is, let thoughts arise. Ask gently, where did this thought come from? Watch where it goes. Like a cat watching a mouse hole. Alert, silent. Not chasing thoughts, come and go. Awareness remains. Conscious versus unconscious. Thinking. Thinking itself is not bad. There are two types of thinking. Unconscious. Thinking, automatic, fear-based, repetitive, creates problems. Conscious thinking. Voluntary, present-focused. Solution-oriented, resolves issues. Problems arise when thoughts run unconsciously. Solutions arise when awareness directs thinking. This is why becoming conscious is essential. Conscious living, same life, different experience. A conscious life does not look different externally. You still work. Face challenges, earn care for family, but internally. There is less mental noise, more clarity, less reactivity, more effectiveness. Life becomes manageable, meaningful, health supportive. Is this a higher dimension? No. This is not a physical dimension, like the so-called fifth dimension. It is a shift in consciousness, not location. Same body, same world, different inner operating system. Ancient wisdom and modern science. Modern science is barely 150 years old. Ancient teachings are thousands of years old. Gautam Buddha, Jesus Christ, and other great teachers understood the human mind deeply, observed suffering and its causes, taught awareness, watchfulness, and conscious living. They were not religious mystics. They were genius scientists of human nature. If modern science cannot yet explain everything they taught, it does not mean those teachings are wrong. Absence of proof is not proof of absence. Science evolves. Truth does not wait. Knowledge versus experience. Knowledge alone does nothing. People know stress is harmful, awareness is beneficial, yet still suffer. Why? Because the brain changes through experience, not information. Even 1 second of true awareness is more valuable than years of reading. Truth is not what we understand. Truth is what changes us when lived. Conclusion: why conscious living is essential. Let us be honest, most of us are not living, we are coping. Involuntary overthinking has been mistaken for normal life, and we have learned to live with it. But thoughts are old programming. They are not who we are. When awareness becomes the foundation of living, thoughts serve instead of dominate. Problems shrink into situations. The body heals better. Life becomes lighter and meaningful. A conscious life is not a different life. It is the same life, lived without inner chaos. This is not spirituality. This is human sanity. Final reflection. Wake up, not to another world, but to this life, lived consciously. Holistic wellness foundation, imphal healing beyond boundaries.